You and your husband, you guys are having serious challenges. You don't know what to do. The more you try, the more this problem keep coming. And you are tired. You desire to be in peace with your husband. In this video, I am going to give a step-by-step approach that will help you to be able to fix things with your husband. I know that it's not easy, but one thing I'm certain is with God, all things are possible. The situation that you are facing in your marriage is not the will of God. And sister, please do not relax. Do not feel that this is how it should be. Do not say, I've tried enough. It is time to do this simple approach that I will show you in this video. So the first thing is to actually ask yourself, this situation that is going on, is this what I want? How do I come out of this? What is the way forward? And this brings us to the first step, the first thing you need to do, a burning desire. You have to really desire to fix things with your husband. You have to really desire to have a peaceful marriage with your husband. So how do you go about this? Create a vivid image of what you want. Like, what do you want to see in your marriage? How do you want your marriage to become? How do you want your husband to be? Create that vivid image and write it down. So what I'm saying is that, what are the characteristics that you want to see in your marriage? What kind of lifestyle, what kind of behavior, what kind of quality that you want to see in your husband? This is very important. I know you will say, how can this change him? How can this control his behavior? Whatever he is doing is by choice. I know you have many valid points to argue, but all I'm saying is that write this image, write the vivid thing that you want to see in him. It has something to do with faith. And remember that this thing, you are not doing it by yourself. So you are actually telling God, Daddy, I know you can do this. This is whom I want my husband to be. The essence of this is that you need to actually know what you want. It's not just about, I want to have peace with my husband. What kind of peace do you want? Is it just a peace that both of you are staying in the house without talking? Is that a peace? Is it a peace that whatever you want, he gives you, but you guys are not emotionally connected? Is that the kind of peace you want? You need to actually cool down and think through this. I remember when I wanted to settle down, one of the things that helped me to actually know whom God has destined for me was this approach that I'm telling you. It is very, very effective. So I drew my husband, like I added head, mouth, The reason for this is that, Father, this is the image, because the Lord said, whatever you want, ask. You need to do this with faith that the Lord will bring to pass all these characteristics that you want to see in your husband. It is very, very effective. I am a testimony to that, because all those things that I wrote, like, Father, I want him to be hardworking. I want him to be a man of God. I listed all these things one by one, even when I did not know who he is, even when I was not getting 100% ready because I was still in school that time. But I quickly do this, and this helped me to stay focused. This helped me to pursue that particular things that I want in my marriage. And the Lord did not disappoint me, because to the glory of God, God actually gave me all the things that I listed on that list. You may say, how? It's just faith. Faith in God. If you believe it, my sister, you will see it. Okay? So this is a very powerful step, as I'm telling you, and it is the first step, because you actually need to have this vivid image, the inner creation of what you want, the spiritual creation of what you want, to actually be able to manifest it into the physical realm. The Bible even told us that God is able, your Father is able to do more than what you think or imagine, more than what you ask and think. God is able to do this. God has never disappointed, and He will not. So as long as you think out these things concerning your husband, as long as you describe these characteristics you want to have in your marriage, as long as you have this vivid image you want to see in your husband's life, you are going to see that God will bring it to pass, because the Lord is more than able. You can see this in the book of Ephesians 3 verse 20. So the thing is, if you can think it, you can have it. Yes, even in that Ephesians 3:20, some translations said if you can ask or imagine, if you can even vividly imagine the kind of marriage situation you want to have with your husband, the kind of peace and happiness and joy you want to attract, if you can only think it vividly and write them down, you will have it, because the Lord will bring it to pass. He said that whatsoever you ask shall be granted unto you, as long as you believe. So after you have put down all the characteristics you want to see, what you want God to do for you, how you want God to work on your marriage, the next important thing, step 2, make a concrete decision concerning this, that this is what you want and that you are going to have it. Make a decision to make your desire come to pass. That is by believing in it. That is by meditating upon it. That is by having only this one thought in your mind. Decide that I know God will do this and this is what I want. I am going to pursue it. I remember when the enemy came into my marriage, trying to break me and my husband, trying to cause problem between us. Both of us, we were in a very confusion state, trying to please each other, but we didn't know how to. Because you see that the enemy, when he sees that God has blessed you, he will come to see if he can steal the joy from you. When we were having all this problem, unnecessary problem, because to the glory of God, we are in peace, we are in happiness, we are in joy. So if I had allowed this unnecessary, because I'm now calling it unnecessary, and I know that to the glory of God, you will also pronounce your marriage challenges with your husband unnecessary. Okay? So, as I was saying, when we were having these issues, one of the things that kept me focused was my decision to have a happy marriage. I desire it and I kept it in my heart. And this empowered me to always look for ways on how we can get things right, to always draw closer to God, to always be able to improve myself. And also, to the glory of God, God also manifests this in my husband, because even as I was also working on this marriage, my husband was also adjusting. So it was like a win-win. And I know you will say, I'm not controlling my husband. You are not. You will say, I am doing this alone. My husband is not doing. You see, the person involved here is God. He is the one that will make your husband to also do the same. God did it for me. I desire it, but I didn't know that He is also putting the same desire in my husband. You need to focus on your own side. Desire it first. Ask God first. Believe it first. Depend on it as if you have never desired anything. That is vivid, strong desire. It's going to help you. And the Lord, seeing that this is the decision you have made, that you are going to pursue peace. Because His word said, seek peace and pursue it. That you are seeking peace, that you want happiness, that you want the joy of the Lord in your marriage. The Lord, seeing your decision concerning this, will make it come to pass to His glory. Step 3. This step is very, very important, and it has its basis in the Word of God. The Word of God says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Work it out. So this step 3 has to do with actually disciplining yourself to stay focused in working out your marriage peace. You are the one to do it. If you do not do it, nobody will do it for you. This is where we miss the mark. Our family will only support, they will only offer advice, sympathy, and all those concerns. But you are the one in the driver's seat. You are the one wearing the shoe, and you are the one that is in charge. You are the one to actually push through. Every other person will only support, but you are the one to get it right. So what am I saying? You need to work your marriage out. You need to work in fixing things with your husband. You need to learn approach. See how you can improve the way you talk to him, the way you can understand him. You can be able to control your emotions so that you don't react negatively to situation. Do you know that it is not about what problem you have, but what matters is your approach towards those problems. The way you handle the problem is what makes the difference. Okay? So you need to focus on how to react in a different approach, in a different way toward the situation you're having with your husband. And you will see a very big change concerning your marriage. So when we are talking about working out your marriage, it is not just by working it out 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, or even a month. And at the end you say, oh, I have tried enough. I have struggled. I have done my best. No, you need to do it repeatedly until you have the result that you desire. You are not to quit. Have it at the back of your mind that quitting is not an option. Know it right now that marriage is not a game. It is not a relationship. It's not that simple that you can just jump in and jump out. Do you know why? If you said, okay, I have other options, let me go out, I will marry another person. My dear, if you cannot be able to do this one, there are tendencies that these situations that you are having in this particular marriage, that you may likely see them in the other one. What I'm saying is that there is no guarantee that your next husband will be a perfect man. No, there is no guarantee. So what makes the difference is for you to become a person by which this marriage will work for. There is nothing too hard for the Lord to do. And the book of Philippi chapter 4 verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can actually be able to be in peace with this my husband. I can actually be able to have a peaceful marriage no matter the circumstances. I can do it. This is what will push you through. So I am here to encourage you. I am encouraging you right now, sister, for you to work your marriage. Start doing things. If you don't know how to go about it and you need a support, feel free to reach out to me for one-on-one support. God is using me. I am not boasting. God is working through me to help some other sisters. If God helped me, I am a happy woman. That is the desire. That is the reason why I am doing this. So that God can also work through me to support you, to help you, to also have peace in your marriage. So if you need a support, feel free to reach out to me. You will see my contact in the description of this video. Step 4 is for you to determine never to give up. This is very, very important. That is even from the beginning, even as you desire, determine that you are going to stay focused, that you are going to continue to pursue peace. The Bible says pursue, that is make effort, that you are going to continue to work out your marriage and that you will never give up. The reason why I mentioned this approach is that you have invested so much in this your marriage, and I believe the Lord is about to do his work. If only you will obey this approach and make sure that you do not give up no matter what, you are going to come out victorious. Exactly, because this is the last resort of the enemy. The enemy will come to tell you, why are you still struggling? Why are you still suffering? There are other options. What makes you think you can do this? It is the handwork of the enemy coming, because he has seen that your victory is near. He has seen that you are soon going to have joy and happiness. So you need to watch out for this, that this is the manipulation, this is the enemy's work to stop the victory of God. Decide that no matter what, I am not going to give up. My Father has promised me, and I know He will do it for me. When I'm talking about you determining not to give up, once you start seeing peace, once you start seeing a little adjustment. Another mistake I saw some of our ladies do is that they will relax and go back to their previous self. But when you determine that I will keep pursuing the happiness side, it's not just let me manage my husband, it's not just let me manage the situation, let me see how I can just live and continue my life. No. So you have to determine that you are still going to pursue this until you have a lasting solution, a lasting happy marriage, until you are able to live in peace and happiness with your husband. So you need to determine that you are going to continually work on this until it is completed. And I know even in the realm of enjoying your happiness, you need to still continue to improve your marriage. So it is a continuous process, and you need to keep doing it. And the more you do it, the more you will come to enjoy the process. You and your husband, you guys are growing. There are more experience, there are more knowledge that you people are gathered, and you people are also advancing in age. Remember that you need to build your knowledge in order for you to help your children and also help your grandchildren. Achieving a lasting marriage, achieving a joy and happiness in your marriage should be your number one goal right now. If you truly want to fix things with your husband, if you truly want to reconcile with your husband, if you truly want to have peace of mind, joy and happiness inwardly and also outwardly, you need to desire, you need to crave, and the Lord will do it because you want this, you believe this, you believe without doubt. God will bring it to pass, and may the Lord do so for you in Jesus Christ's name. Be blessed. Remember to give this video a like, and also put in the comment section any question that you want me to answer. I am here to support you. If you have challenges, you want help, or you want me to create a video on, do well to put it in the comment section. May the Lord bless you for doing so in Jesus Christ's name. Bye-bye. See you in my next video.